Hey guys, it's me, ArtInsanity. I am back with another art video. So for today's video, I'm going to be giving you a few different tips that I have for improving your drawings, or like turning your sketches into like a final pencil drawing, or you can even use some of these tips for a color drawing. So the first step that I have, or the first tip, is to outline your drawing. So you can use a normal pencil or a pen or whatever you want to outline your drawing, but like I said, I'm just going to be using graphite. So I like to use a mechanical pencil to outline my drawings, like if they're pencil drawings, because like it has a very fine point and it's harder to make mistakes, because if you use a really thick pencil, then the details won't be, like, you won't be able to add as many like details or get a really thin line. And yeah, that's just my first tip, is to outline the drawing. So I just finished outlining it, and as you can see, it looks a lot better already and a lot more final. And my next step is to add a background. That's my next tip, because I just feel like when you add a background, it makes the picture look so much better, even if it's just a simple one like little raindrops. It just makes the picture look more final and like a full final picture. Now, moving on to my next tip is to erase the lines underneath. That's just a tiny little tip. I don't even know if it really counts as one, but make sure you erase those sketchy, scratchy lines underneath and only leave the bold, smooth lines, because otherwise it can look really sloppy and not as nice. So now moving on to my next tip is shading, and shading just makes your drawing look so much better. Like, when you shade your drawing, it just seems to make the drawing look a lot better and finished, at least in my opinion. So make sure that you don't use a mechanical pencil for this, and that your pencil isn't too sharp unless you're doing small little details, because otherwise the lines could look scratchy. So I'm just using one of my shading pencils. I'm sorry, I don't know the brand of them, but they just came in an art kit that I got for my birthday one year. So I'm just using this in shading. And by the way, this picture is of my OC, or original character, Ray, and she has really light hair. So that's why I'm trying to do like minimal shading, because she has light hair. And I shaded the coat very dark so that it could have contrast. And that's another tip I have for you, is to add some sort of contrast into the drawing, because if you use all the same like shade of gray, like it won't look as interesting. Like, as you can see, I made the eyes really stand out and added some emphasis in them, and that just made the drawing look a lot more interesting and made the eyes pop, so that's what draws people's attention. So I just finished the drawing, and as you can see, it looks a lot more final and finished than it did before, and I actually really like how it turned out. And another tip I have for you is to add texture into the drawing. As you can see, I did add a little bit of texture onto the umbrella, and that just adds a little more like design and detail to the drawing that makes it a little bit more interesting, and I just think that it makes it look a lot nicer. And my very last tip that I have for you guys is to add highlights to the drawing, because if it's all just shading and darkness, the drawing won't look bright enough. So I just added some highlights with my Sakura Jelly Roll pen, and you can always just use an eraser to add highlights too, or just leave some blank white spots. And by the way, make sure that you blend out the shading very well, because you don't want it to have scratchy lines unless that's the type of thing or texture that you're going for. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. You can find all of my links down below and everything, and if you did enjoy this video and it was helpful for you, then give it a big thumbs up, comment below what you think, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!